You look at the discrepancy between the stats that Hendon Hooker puts up and the stats that Will Levis puts up, and people are like, am I taking crazy pills? Why the hell would anybody pick Will Levis over Hendon Hooker? What is up, everybody? It is Jake with Master Football back at it again. Happy Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here. If you want to be up to date on all things college football, pro football, Madden, EA college football, the NFL draft, basically anything related to American football, hit that red subscribe button. You will not be disappointed. Also the like button too. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do everything like that. I really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's get into the video. All right, guys, it is Wednesday. The NFL draft is tomorrow. It is one of my favorite times of the year because, first of all, I love professional sports. I love college football. I just love the connection between both of them. And again, as you know here, if you know the NFL draft, you know that it is one of the most popular times of the year for all of football because it's weird. Nobody really knows who won. So technically everybody can kind of win. Oh yeah, but my team got better. My team got better, blah, blah, blah. All that kind of stuff. That's what we're going to be going through. I mean, we see the trades with, the Jets and the Packers and this and that. There's so many things going on. There is a debate out there that I really want to address because it's the connection between college football and pro football that a lot of people don't understand here. And it's the debate between our dear friends, Mr. Will Levis and Hendon Hooker. So for the uninitiated out there, Hendon Hooker was one of the top quarterbacks in college football last season, was a Heisman finalist. He absolutely blew the entire college football world up. Tennessee came out of nowhere. They were off to a fantastic start, beat Alabama at home. They took the goalpost, threw it in the lake, blah, blah, blah. There's so many cool things with Tennessee that year. And again, he hurts his knee at the end of the year and so on. They played a team in their same division, Kentucky. They had a quarterback named Will Levis. And it was weird that Hendon Hooker got all of the publicity all season long because, of course, you boys put up so much stats. Will Levis didn't, but a lot of people were like, well, watch this Will Levis guy. Watch this Will Levis guy. He's going to be an NFL prospect. He's going to be an NFL prospect. They've been talking about him for some time. And a lot of people were really confused at that. You look at the discrepancy between the stats that Hendon Hooker puts up and the stats that Will Levis puts up, and people are like, am I taking crazy pills? Why the hell would anybody pick Will Levis over Hendon Hooker? Well, it's gotten to the point to where, and again, I don't know if this is him or a situation with, Las Vegas or something like that, but Will Levis might go number one. So here we are on yahoosports.com, NFL draft betting. Will Levis odds go to number one, had huge shift because a Reddit thread, and this is really cool here. I'm learning more and more about sports betting. I'm probably actually going to be getting to the point where I do maybe a weekly segment on sports betting. I love college football, love to talk about it, and love to see where Vegas thinks the line's going to go and this and that. One thing I do know about this is it's crazy because Will Levis has, for the longest time, some people consider him fifth in terms of the top quarterbacks. Bryce Young number one, CJ Stroud number two, Anthony Richardson number three. Some people have Hendon Hooker number four, and then Will Levis number five. That's a general consensus. Not necessarily everybody, but some people have it like that. But we see the fact that Bryce Young has been the consensus number one for some time here. However, Tuesday, a big odds shift that might have happened due to a Reddit thread. Seriously, out of nowhere, BetMGM moved Kentucky quarterback Will Levis's odds to the second favorite at plus 500. Young's odds were dropped from negative 2,000 to negative 1,400. Moves like that happened due to either big bets or lots of bets, and it seems like the action came after a Reddit thread claimed Levis says he is going to be the number one pick. Will Levis's odds move in a big way. Tuesday morning, a thread posted by reddit.com/r/sportsbook by salesagreeable2834, very reputable source here, said that Will Levis is currently plus 4,000 to be the first overall pick. Well, ladies and gentlemen, he's telling friends and family Carolina will in fact take him on Thursday. You're welcome. Boom. You see that situation there, plus 4,000. So if you put $100 down, you get $4,100. That is an absolutely incredible move here. Negative 1,400 for Young, still making him the clear favorite, and plus 500 for Levis is a significant underdog with less than 20% implied odds of happening. It's still a huge shift, and welcome to the NFL draft silly season. I'm actually learning more and more about sports books where sometimes people will shift the odds here in order to the sports book will shift odds here to get people to bet on this kind of stuff, or potentially this happened for Reddit. I don't know. It's just things are all over the place. And the truly shocking thing about this, I literally just Twitter searched Will Levis sucks, and trust me, you will find all this kind of stuff here. So, Wise World, my honest take, Will Levis is that this guy sucks. Will Levis is going to suck in the NFL. Will Levis effing sucks. Will Levis sucks. Oh, this guy right here is for it. What do we got down here? We say Will Levis will going to fit with the Raiders because he's going to suck. Jeez, man, that's not very nice. Yeah, it says, Will Levis, he's going to suck. He sucks. Talk about Will Levis falling to 16. If he sucks, listen, is a red flag. Why did he not leave after this year? He knows the QB class sucks. Dumb, very dumb. Again, not very many people like the Will Levis situation. And Hendon Hooker has been trending up. He was he was kind of the top four there. So you had Young, Stroud, Levis, and Richardson were definitely the four front runners there. However, Hendon Hooker has been trending up a little bit. He's going to go in the first round, and they have Will Levis dropping to 31st in the latest mock draft by Cameron Salerno. And again, I'm just saying this right here. It seems like these two, there's such a discrepancy between these two. It's so shocking. We got to go to NFL.com to break this down for us. So Will Levis, 6'4", 229. He didn't run the 40 out here, but you see his stats here. He's projected to be like Jay Cutler, prototypical size and build for an NFL quarterback. Experience taking snaps from under center, played in a pro-style passing game requiring full field reads. Releases compact, twitchy, and effortless. Serious arm talent with the ability to complete passes in tight windows, and can send passes, deep passes over the heads of tardy safeties, and is willing and capable as a runner. However, it says right here that nearly a quarter of his passes were thrown to targets behind the line of scrimmage in 2022 per Pro Football Focus. Inconsistent post-snap confidence to throw on time. Uncomfortable working against short zones. A career to touchdown to interception ratio falls below the 2.1 mark. So we see this guy here. He's a traits draft perspective. You want to draft him. You want to develop him up. And he's going to go from there. He's not as high in traits as Anthony Richardson, which is why a lot of people don't have him as high. But apparently, Las Vegas he's getting to the point to where it's not a worthwhile bet to bet on him for the number one overall pick. And then we have Hendon Hooker. Hendon Hooker, 6'3", 217, just a little shorter, a little bit slighter, not small though. Again, so he's currently recovering from a torn ACL. He tore his ACL in one of his last games against South Carolina. Projected round 2 compared to Desmond Ridder. His age and his ACL will be the starting points for many draft conversations, but the most important question to be answered is whether or not he can thrive outside of the Tennessee offense. That is a huge consideration here that a lot of people from the college football world don't understand, that the pro football world is a completely different game from this perspective. But you see his things here. He blends NFL pocket passer size with dual threat athleticism. He's a rhythm passer, touchdown interception ratio of 58-5 in the last 2 seasons. Stick with the delivery regardless of the pressure. Above average acceleration for success on called runs or as a scrambler. His weaknesses, he literally just turned 25. He tore his ACL at the end of the season. He rarely required to get through a slate of progressions in the Vols offense. He says that he internal clock hits snooze at times, leading to sacks that could have been avoided. Left touchdowns on the field due to inconsistent placement on deep throws. Struggled when he was forced to throw on the move. And again, there was some stat that basically said like he only threw the ball on 5 times that he scrambled. I think we need to talk about this Tennessee offense just so people can understand what the situation is here, because a lot of people are like, Tennessee offense, gimmicky offense, what the hell are you guys talking about? Let's go into this article really quickly here that breaks it down. So from MikeFarrellSports.com, and it comes over here, strategy analysis. This is from October 24th of 2022, this last season. Strategy analysis, Josh Heupel, and the Tennessee's wide splits. So I want to make sure I can come in here and understand the reason why this exists. So the philosophy here says, Tennessee's offense would be best described as a zone run, vertical spread offense. Let's talk a bit about what that means. Tennessee doesn't run a lot of gap schemes where the hole is designed to be open to a certain spot. They run zone schemes. That means the running back reads the line of scrimmage and looks for the best hole up the play. A vertical spread means that the passing plays tend to stretch the field vertically with deep routes to try and stretch the defense thin. Tennessee does that extremely well with their wide splits, very difficult to defend against. It says right here with the wide split. So I want to make sure I can come in here and check out these wide splits. So when you come over here and see this picture here, so this is the offense. Typically here, players would be on the numbers, maybe a little bit outside of the numbers. They have 2 people outside of the numbers here. This is very, very irregular when it comes to football because, first of all, this guy, he can only really go straight or in. He can't really go out or this or that. But what it really does, though, here is it spreads out these defensive backs out here. So, and again, it highlights it here in a second here. It also amplifies any mistakes that they might make in coverage. More space creates more opportunity for a smart quarterback to torch them. Again, same situation here. These guys are so far outside here. There's lots of running lanes if they get breakthrough here. If this guy gets beat, it's a bunch of space out here. You can only really run man coverage. These wide splits really, really dictate what the offense what the defense can do, because it limits what your ability to disguise what you're doing. So it's one of those things where people say, oh, this is a kind of a gimmicky offense. The reason why they say that is because what he does in this Tennessee Josh Heupel offense, he reads numbers. If it's more over here, more over there, he works one side of the field. He goes to that side of the field, goes through his reads, read one, read two, not there, boom, takes off for run, doesn't look up to pass. That's the offense that he kind of operated in there. And again, he did really, really well. Like you said, 58 touchdowns and 5 interceptions in the last 2 seasons. Really hard to beat that. However, because of the ability of defensive backs in the NFL, this is not a realistic offense to be run at the next level. One guy I keep going back to was our dear friend, Mr. Matt Corral. So Matt Corral came over, and again, it was not the same offense. So he came over from Ole Miss. Ole Miss ran a heavy RPO system where there's a lot of play action, a lot of things like that. He's about the same size, 6'3", 212 versus 6'3", 217. He's not as old, as his hands aren't as big, his arms aren't as big, blah, blah, blah. But again, you see here the fact that he's rounds 1 to 2. He competes hard, quick passer, a better decision maker in 2021. Hasty ball handling for a quick game of RPOs. But you come down here and see what we had here, that he benefits heavily from a heavy play action and RPO looks. So I think that Lane Kiffin, a lot of people say he's goofy, but Lane Kiffin does a really good job of scheming people open. This is one of those offenses too that they do run some RPOs in the college or in the pro game. However, there's some rules that are different. So as an example, in the pro game, your offensive lineman can only go 1 yard downfield. In college, they can go 3. As a matter of fact, I mean, that's the whole reason behind the slow mesh at Wake Forest, is because they literally just run block every single play. Not every single play, but they do very few vertical sets as an offensive lineman there. So there's a little bit of differences here and there and how those things kind of operate. From the RPO perspective here, it's a rule perspective, but from that kind of slows it down in the NFL, because again, your offensive lineman can't go down too far field. The discrepancy between college and pro for the wide split set for Josh Heupel's offense is the fact that defensive backs are much better out there on islands. And again, you see they still use spread concepts to spread the defenses out there, but you're never going to see 2 receivers outside the numbers in the NFL. It's extremely rare to see that. So it's an age-old debate where it's like, okay, we've got Will Levis, who is all the physical traits that we want. We didn't see the production that we wanted to see. However, he did operate in a pro-style offense. He's got a lot of things going for him in terms of, it's actually, Pro Football Focus said that his job is going to get easier when he gets to the NFL. Most people college, their job gets harder, but he's going to have better supporting cast. He's going to have much more, cohesion around his offense, better offensive line, this and that, because of how bad it was out there at Kentucky. And then you have Hendon Hooker, who had everything going for him in the SEC, tons of freakazoid athletes, really crazy offense. People had a hard time stopping it. And now, again, he's older, coming off a knee injury, and he doesn't have those wide open windows that he has anymore. So, again, it's the great debate. What are we going to see here? Is Will Levis going to be E.J. Manuel, or is Will Levis going to be Josh Allen? Is Hendon Hooker going to be a product of the system, or are we all just getting everything wrong? Again, the NFL draft is an inexact science. I suspect, though, that if I had to pick them, I would probably go with Will Levis to have a better NFL career, just because the injury and the age and the lack of a transference in what Hendon Hooker was doing versus what he's going to be doing now. But again, I saw some stuff on Twitter, had to address it, and wanted to make sure that's what's going on here tomorrow. That's what the NFL teams are thinking. Can this guy do what we're going to ask normal teams to do, normal quarterbacks to do? If not, don't know if we can really use him. All right, guys, I could have talked about this one for 15, 17, 18 hours, but I decided to stop it. Get in the comments right now. And again, let me know what you think. Do I think I'm crazy? Is Will Levis just a scrub? We should completely throw him away. Is Hendon Hooker going to be a star? Is it actually the scouting pundits actually have it right, where they think Will Levis is going to be the better pro? Hendon Hooker was a college quarterback. Get in the comments right now and let me know what you guys think. All right, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Do all that stuff. I really appreciate it. That's it for me, guys. I'll see you guys later. I am out.